Fun.
Welcome to Living History Farms. We are a museum that's been in existence since 1970, and what makes us unique among history museums is that we are an outdoor and interactive museum. We are all about experiences for our visitors, hands-on activities and demonstrations that really teach the history of agriculture here in the state of Iowa. When you visit our farm sites, you begin at the 1700 Iowa farm. This is a site that demonstrates how the Iowa people, the indigenous people who were living here more than 300 years ago, worked the land, as well as the different kinds of dwellings that they had for different times of year. From there, you leap forward 150 years to a point where the Iowa had been forced out of Iowa by settlement, by Europeans, and also forced relocations of tribes farther east. So by 1850, we're looking at early European settlement on this land. We have a pioneer cabin that represents a farm that would have been in existence about 4 years at that time. So even though you've come forward 150 years, and even though you've changed from the indigenous people to European settlers, you're still very much at the level of subsistence farming at those two farms. From 1850, you move to 1900. And between 1850 and 1900, even though it's a smaller time gap, two really important things happen. One is we have the Industrial Revolution, and two is the railroad reaches Iowa. So now people are able to order milled lumber from out east. So the buildings are getting much, much, much bigger, and they're able to buy equipment that will help with their farming and help with their household chores. That is our biggest farm site. It's also where most of our livestock is, so it's very popular with the youngest visitors, especially when we have lambs or piglets or calves for them to visit. Now, even though we are a farm museum, we also have a town site. This right here is the 1876 town of Walnut Hill. We chose 1876 because that year would have been the centennial of the United States. And the reason that we have a farm site, or a town site, in addition to the farms, is that we want to show the relationship of agriculture to the burgeoning settlement as towns and cities began to grow up here in what's now the state of Iowa. So here in town, we have a couple of residences representing a middle-class family as well as a wealthy family, a new money family. And then we have various businesses and storefronts, including a drugstore, general store, blacksmith, a print shop, a millinery. So it takes several hours for people who really want to see everything here. It's not a museum where you can bop in and bop out in 20 minutes or so. If you want to experience everything, we invite you to plan 3 to 4 hours on our grounds. And you're going to take a journey from 1700 all the way to 1900 and watch just how much changed, but you're also going to be able to see how much the things that happened then relate to the things that happen today. And that's really at the root of our mission here at Living History Farms.
Thank you, Elizabeth. That was wonderful.